Hello, friends. Mrs. Short here. Here's a sneak peek at the story I'm going to read today. It's called Strega Nona. If you've been following me, you know that around Christmas time, I read Merry Christmas, Strega Nona. And Strega Nona means Grandma Witch, but not the witch like the scary witch, the witch like she can do special magic things. Well, this is the story that will explain that. And this is written, all the Strega Nona stories are written by a man named Tomie Depaola. It says here, an old tale, meaning an old story, not necessarily true, retold and illustrated by Tomie Depaola. And it's so good it won the Caldecott Medal. Excellent story. He illustrated it also. And he dedicates it to Franny and Fluffy. Oh, Mrs. Short needs her glasses for this one. In a town in Calabria, in Italy, a long time ago, there lived an old lady everyone called Strega Nona, which meant Grandma Witch. All the people in town talked about her in whispers. They all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and the sisters of the convent went, because Strega Nona did, sorry, boys and girls, have a magic touch. It's easier if I do it this way. Hope you don't mind. She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square, just taking care of the house and the garden. It's a lot for Mr. and Mrs. Short. So let's see who decided to help her. Do you think you know who? Who wasn't very helpful but turned out to be a hero in Merry Christmas, Strega Nona? That's right. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay any attention, went to see her. Anthony, said Strega Nona, you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her. And you must fetch the water. For this I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat. Oh, grazie, said Anthony. That means thank you in Italian. The one thing you must never do, said Strega Nona, is touch the pasta pot. It is very valuable, worth a lot of money. And I don't let anyone touch it. Oh, si, yes, said Big Anthony. Si means yes in Italian. And so the days went by, and Big Anthony did his work, and Strega Nona met with people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had food to eat. One evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Strega Nona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Strega Nona standing over the pasta pot. And she sang, I'm not going to sing it. Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Strega Nona sang, enough, enough, pasta pot, I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down, my pot of clay, until I'm hungry another day. How wonderful, said Big Anthony. That's a magic pot for sure. And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses to the magic pasta pot. And that is very important, as you will see. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that cooked pasta all by itself? You'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony, they said. Such a lie. And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. I'll show 'em, he said to himself. Someday I will get the pasta pot and make it cook, and then they'll be sorry. That day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later Strega Nona said to Big Anthony, Anthony, I must go over the mountain to the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house and weed the garden. Feed the goat and milk her. And for your lunch, there is bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch the pasta pot. Oh, yes, yes, Strega Nona, said Big Anthony, but inside he was thinking, my chance has come. What do you think, friends? As soon as Strega Nona was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. Now let's see if I can remember the words, said Big Anthony, and he started to sing. Bubble, bubble, pasta pot. Boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill up with pasta. Aha, said Big Anthony, and he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain, and shouted, Everyone get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta for all at Strega Nona's house. Big Anthony has made the magic pasta pot work. Of course, everyone laughed, but they ran to get their forks and plates and platters and bowls, and sure enough, when they got to Strega Nona's, the pasta pot was so full, it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled the plates and platters and bowls. There was more than enough for all of the townspeople, including the priests and the sisters from the convent, and some people came back for 2 or 3 helpings, but the pasta was never empty. When they all had had their fill, Big Anthony sang, Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down, my pot of clay, until I'm hungry another day. But alas, he did not do what, my friends? That's right, blow 3 kisses. He went outside to the applause of the crowd. Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling until a sister from the convent said, Oh, Big Anthony, look! And the pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Strega Nona's house and was coming out the door. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but pasta kept on pouring from it. Big Anthony grabbed a cover and put it on the pot and sat on it. But the pasta raised the cover and Big Anthony as well and spilled on the floor of Strega Nona's house. Nothing was working. Nothing was stopping that pasta from coming out because he didn't hear her or see her do what? Blow 3 kisses. That's right. Whoops. Find that page. Stop, yelled Big Anthony. But the pasta did not stop, and if someone hadn't grabbed Big Anthony, The pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had all but filled the little house. Out of the windows and through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. Oh my, that's a lot of pasta. The townspeople began to worry. Do something, Big Anthony. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. By this time, the pasta was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to keep ahead of it. They were being chased by pasta. We must protect our town from the pasta, shouted the mayor. Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade. But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling, and the pasta kept coming. See that, friends? Right there? That's pasta coming into the town. Oh boy, we are lost, said the people. And the priest and the sisters of the convent began praying. The pasta will cover our town, they cried. And it certainly would have had Strega Nona not come down the road home from her visit. She didn't have to look twice to realize what happened. Look at her. She's like, She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and the pasta came to a halt. Oh, grazie, thank you, Strega Nona, the people cried. But then they turned on poor Big Anthony. String him up, the men of the town shouted. Now wait, said Strega Nona. The punishment must fit the crime. And she took a fork from the lady standing nearby and handed it to Big Anthony. What do you think she wanted him to do with the fork? All right, Anthony, you wanted pasta from my magic pasta pot, she said, and I want to sleep in my little bed tonight. So start eating. See his face? He's like, And he did. Poor Big Anthony. Look at that belly. You think he learned his lesson? Mr. Short loves pasta, but I could never eat that much. I hope you enjoyed this story. Don't know if you've ever heard it before, but it's a good one. All right, friends, maybe you'll have pasta for dinner. Just remember to blow 3 kisses after it stops cooking. I'll see you next time.